So, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Most likely going to be episodic. Yes, it's not going to be a full, complete, released game. Why? Now, according to the game's original director, and I'm gonna butcher his Japanese, Yoshinori Kitase, says, from the beginning, we thought a Final Fantasy VII Remake would be bigger than a single release. If you did get into a single release, then there would be things we'd have to put into a shorter compilation. So, apparently they are intending each episodic release to be big enough for exploration, for it to be bigger than what if it was all combined into one. That the game would apparently be too big. Now, in this day and age, 2015, the end of 2015, with games such as Fallout, Xenoblade, The Witcher 3, games that are huge, with big open worlds, that leads you to believe exactly why this is not possible. I mean, could they put multiple discs? I mean, the first original Final Fantasy VII had multiple discs, right? And that was what, like, a huge game for its time. Why couldn't they do something like that? Well, it leads me to believe that in the long run, there's going to be tons of DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles nowadays. Now, I could be completely wrong, but that's just my observation. You know, believing in 2015 that in order for a release to be as big as it can get, to be in separate chunks, instead of just making it into one good-sized game, seems kind of fishy. Now, how often are these episodes going to be released? Are they going to be once every 6 years? I mean, now how big are these episodes going to be? Once every 6 months? Once a year? I mean, you gotta wonder just exactly how big these are going to be. If it's going to take them so many chunks to make the game big enough, should they just take their time making this remake? Are they rushing it out? I mean, I can understand that they want this game to be perfect. Who doesn't? I mean, if they mess up Final Fantasy VII Remake, people are gonna riot. I mean, people are already freaking out about the battle system, which me personally, doesn't bug me. I like the new camera angle also, the over-the-shoulder view, and it reminds me a lot of all these games that we see coming out now. Open world environments, and sorry guys, that's what's working, right? That's what a lot of people like to play. Remakes, you know, a lot of people would rather just had a remaster where it kept the original game intact. They said from day one that this was going to be a completely different game, and the fact that it's episodic, guys, is something completely different. Now, is it too early to go ahead and cancel out Final Fantasy VII Remake in any way? I mean, are they initially putting it in chunks for download, and then later on are they going to make a complete definitive remake edition like a year from release date that's on a disc? Probably. I mean, that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays. Who really knows what's going on? I mean, reading this article on Kotaku, there's even more that has been said by other people producing the game. For example, Tetsuya Nomura, who was Final Fantasy VII's character designer, says, if you did get it into a single release, there would be things we'd have to put into a shortened compilation. Since we thought there would be stuff we'd probably have to pare down and supplemental things we probably couldn't add, we decided to divide it up, concluding that we'd have to do a remake that's fully packed with content. So to me that sounds like if they did a remastering, just adding stuff on top of it just wouldn't have felt right. It would have felt shortened. It would have been like just a thrown together game. So maybe there is hope with this. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter, even my friends that do YouTube videos, kind of poking fun about this, kind of making fun about it. Now, I'm not saying that it's a good idea. It sounds bad on paper. But in the long run, maybe this crazy idea would work. Who knows? Right now, I'm still interested in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm not going to sit here and make a rant about it and complain, because there's lots of great series that have been episodic. I mean, the Telltale Walking Dead games, they were episodic, and then they eventually came out on a full release. So, who knows? I'm gonna think eventually it's gonna all be put together. It can't be so big that it can't fit on a disc or two. I mean, at that point, you might as well just wait as long as you can and make the finished product together instead of throwing it into separate chunks. So yeah, that's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Comment below, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.